Tanvir Bansi?
Oh, hey, that's me.
My name is Dr. Josh Inderpreet Singh. Nice to meet you. Please have us come in and have a
nice
seat.
to meet you too.
Come please, Tanvir. Have a seat.
Alright, sweet.
So Tanvir, what brings you in today?
I've been really tired lately, and then my chest has been hurting too. I've just been feeling really dizzy.
Okay, have you had these symptoms ever before?
Yeah, it's for like 2 months now.
Okay, let me just check your chart really quick.
Alright.
Looking at your chart, it doesn't look like you have any other reported symptoms that you've come in before. Is this the first time you've experienced this?
Yeah, I've been busy lately, so I didn't have time to come in.
Okay. So the first thing we should do is check your heart rate and see how it is since you've been having all these symptoms. So
Okay.
let's conduct those right now. So I'm gonna use something called the stethoscope. This tool is there to measure your heart rate. So we're gonna get you to take a big breath in and out, and then I'm gonna listen to it again on this side and out, and that should do it. Listening to your heart rate, I've noticed that your heart rate's a little bit irregular, so I'm gonna take a note of that, and we're gonna conduct some tests. But in the meantime, we should talk about the explanation of the circulatory system and how it affects the rest of your body and what your heart does to function.
Okay.
Can you explain to me what other parts of the heart are?
I'm not really too sure. All I know is that there's 4 chambers and that it's a cardiac
That's a
muscle.
pretty good understanding, but let's get into some more detail. The heart is made up of 4 chambers, the left and right atrium and the left and right ventricles. The right atrium collects the blood from both of the vena cavas, while the left collects it from the pulmonary veins. The left and right ventricles pumps the blood to the parts of the body. The right sends blood to the lungs via the pulmonary trunk and through the pulmonary arteries. The left, which is more muscular because more force has to be exerted to send the blood through the entire body, which is also called the systemic system. The blood is finally pumped out through the aorta.
Doesn't the heart have the valves that make the blood stop coming back up?
Yes, there are 4 different types of valves. Starting from left to right, the 4 different valves are the aortic semilunar valve, the bicuspid valve, the tricuspid valve, and the pulmonary semilunar valve. You learned biology in high school, right? You should tell me how blood circulates through the heart.
Yes, I did. Okay, so first the inferior vena cava and the superior vena cava push deoxygenated blood through the right atrium through the tricuspid valve. Then it follows through the right ventricle onto the pulmonary semilunar valve, which then goes to the pulmonary arteries. From there, it is pushed to the lungs, which then makes it oxygenated. After that, it goes to the pulmonary veins and the left atrium. After the left atrium, it goes to the bicuspid valve, which then goes to the left ventricle and onto the aorta semilunar valve. Then onto the aorta, which goes into the arteries, capillaries, veins, and then the process repeats.
Wow, that's really good, Tanvir. Come back tomorrow. That's great you paid that much attention in Bio 12 class. We'll conduct some tests tomorrow, so see you tomorrow.
Hello, Dr. Josh Inderpreet Singh. Hello, doctor.
Hi, Tanvir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, hey, Tanvir. Are you still having the same symptoms that I saw you for the other day?
Yes.
So we're going to run some tests, something called an ECG, which measures your heart rate through electrical system. We're going to hook you up to it here in a minute. So I'm going to get you to turn your chair, and the machine's just sitting right behind you, and we can tell why your heart is going to be irregular. Okay, Tanvir, now that I got you all hooked up into our ECG machine, which is the results are just going to print out of this machine here, it's going to tell us why you have an irregular heartbeat and if there's something we can do about it. And if we need to do further testing, we'll have to do the further testing. Sounds good?
Nice.
Alrighty, let's start. Okay, so here we see your results, and I'm going to send these over to our lab, which will specialize and tell us the results overnight, and we should see you tomorrow morning again. Looking at your results, Tanvir, that the lab sent back, it looks like you have a case of something called atrial fibrillation.
Mamma mia! Oh no, doctor. What does this mean?
Atrial fibrillation is an irregular heartbeat rate. Sorry about those results, Tanvir. Now we can diagnose why your heart rate was being very irregular. Um, Luckily, we caught the atrial fibrillation at the early stages, which means we can kind of progress with it and follow up with it, and what we can do to find out what the next steps are. What do you think about that?
Sounds good.
So you've already been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, or sometimes called AFib. AFib is when the heart has a feeling where it skips a beat. The upper chambers of the heart, which are the left and the right atrium, start to quiver instead of beating efficiently, and they don't efficiently move the blood into the ventricles, which how it moves blood into the entire body. All right, Tanvi, it's been a pleasure to treat you with this illness that we've been just discovered. I'm gonna need you to come in every couple months or so, and you're gonna have to come in, and we're gonna do some more testing. If it gets worse or so, also we're gonna treat it as much as we can. But I'm gonna need you to come in and set up appointments and phone my office as soon as you can. Also, I'm gonna need you to phone if anything else happens. So I guess today's the end of the atrial fibrillation appointment, and I hope it was a good diagnosis today.
Talk to you later.
Stay safe on the streets.
You too.
So since we didn't introduce the respiratory system in the previous video, I'm gonna overview it here. So the respiratory system works with the circulatory system. The circulatory system supplies the blood with oxygen and removes the carbon dioxide. The circulatory system also transports the blood carrying oxygen to the body cells and picks up carbon dioxide. The relations together between the respiratory and circulatory system are crucial to what keep us alive. The respiratory system supplies the blood with oxygen and takes out the carbon dioxide. This respiratory system consists of the lungs, the bronchioles, the bronchioli, the alveoli, and the trachea, and the pharynx. Thanks for watching another video of Biology Boys Productions. See you later. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that. And shout out to our teacher again. Thanks again for watching this episode of Biology Boys. Bye.